Alrighty. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic lesson known classics. This episode number 2291 and double number 2185. I will try to get to this best I can despite my headache. Alright, first up we have from Jack Kirby, by the way, it's also Jack Kirby as well. We have The Challengers of the Unknown. Yes, this book contains the entire short run that Jack Kirby had with Challenge Unknown, which is from these fun books. Well, the first 8 issues of their ongoing series, along with Showcase 6, 7, 11, and 12. Yep. Yeah, mostly put basically, this is all about their early stuff with them. Basically, they're basically DC's equivalent to Fantastic Four, but they're not as well known as Fantastic Four. They appeared sporadic over the years. They did return recently with new challengers, but that's been it for them. Now, I love the Jack Kirby stuff. The stuff that came after Jack Kirby, I found to be so boring, to be quite honest. Now, Jack Kirby did the art for these issues, yes, but he didn't do the writing. Well, for the early stuff, he didn't. No. For Showcase issues, it's all done by David Wood, and Jack Kirby takes over the main series itself. And this covers a period of January and February of 1957 and wraps up in June, July of 1959. Basic all late 50 stuff. Now, you remember it's basically the start of this. No, there's not that one there. Here we go. You remember it's our Ace Morgan, Red Ryan, Rocky Davis, and Professor Haley. There's also one named June here too. It's basically all about going on their excellent adventures they had, all scientific stuff. There's like technically no recurring villain for this group. It's just basically all sci-fi stuff, but it's just really good. Nothing wrong here per se. It's just really awesome stuff here. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. Yeah, really, that was a quick review. Yeah, I'll talk about it, just really good. Next up we have is we have Iron Man Epic Collection, Volume 2, The Force of Arms. Writing by Stan Lee, art by the late Gene Colan. This book covers Tales of Suspense, $73.99, Tales of 82, Iron Man Sub-Marnier #1, the first issue of Iron Man, and not by Enoch. Now, issue 73, he takes on the Black Knight. Yep. All these stories here, he's still using that. Well, he's still using the Mark III armor. And you might be thinking, hey, what about the rest of the stuff here? A lot of the stuff here basically is just more Iron Man, classic Iron Man stuff here. Like, where there's one story, 75, where, get this, Happy Hogan, who's in the issues, he becomes a character known as the Freak. Yep. That's only here for like a couple issues of that, say. Yeah. So in 74, basically, Happy Hogan becomes the Freak the first time, and the story gets wrapped up, I think, with issue 75. I believe so. There's also Senator Harrington Byrd. His whole thing is he really wants to get Stark on the stand. But then, of course, Stark collapses during the meeting he was really wanting to attend. It's all about the Iron Man stuff. This was loosely that for Iron Man 2. But the Senator was actually hydrated all along. Yeah, and he's here up until, like, pretty much up until issue 89. By that point, basically, he stops appearing in the book for a while, and he is returning again for issue number 10 of Iron Man. Yep. Yeah, then basically in issue 74, Iron Man takes on Ultimo for the first time and has a rematch with the Mandarin. And this goes on for a couple issues. Yep. Actually, 3 issues. It goes on for quite a while, actually. And then basically for 79, and then of course this issue continues in Tailspin's 82. It's two-parter where basically deals with Name of the Sub-Marnier. All about Water Krang. Yep, and then like, yeah, it also continues with Tailspin's 80. In the case of issue 81, Titanium Man comes back, and he's here for a couple issues. Excuse me, take a look at how long he's here for. Excuse me. He's here from episode 83, comes back for 92, 94, and this comes back into issue Iron Man. And then in issue 84, it takes Mandarin again. He's going to be captured by the Mandarin. Until, of course, basically the whole thing, he be summoned from the Congress. Yes, Congress. And he takes him Mo-Man 87. Yes, Mo-Man. Takes him on for at least for about 2 issues. Then takes him Melter again. For another couple issues. And fights a guy called the Crusher. Yeah, and he is here for about 3. He has 3 appearances. This one issue, this very good issue of Iron Man issue 6, and his death was in issue of Daredevil. And you have El Presidente, which is Fidel Castro. Yeah. Yeah, then we have basically like a guy called Half Face in issue 92. Yeah. Just scientists working to improve Titanium Man's armor. He's here for a little while, and then we have the Great Gargoyle again for issue number 95. And 96. And then we have the Big M, and of course we also fight Whiplash first time. The Big M is actually Madame Mask, who he briefly starts a romantic relationship with. As a matter of fact, he takes her mask at one point and makes out with her. Yeah. And Jasper still holds these issues. Yep. And then basically 99 wrap up his time with the book, and then, well, and then we have the story continuing the pages of Iron Man the Sub-Marnier number 1, which is a one-shot. And then we wrap it up in here with basically issue number 1, where we reveal Big M is actually Whitney Frost, aka Madame Mask, and a guy called Mortis, who appears for this one issue only. Yep. But this book is fantastic. I love it. I give this book a 10 out of 10. Okay, so that's the episode of you. I would do another video, but I am not feeling too well, so I'm going to end it here. So, see you tomorrow. Bye.